Hey everyone, Seelyon here. In this video I will be providing my advice on AP runes. To play AP mid champions I currently use 4 different rune pages to make sure I'm equipped for all the situations that might arise. By the situation I mean the champion that I'm playing, champion I might have to lane against, and my own personal playstyle with each champion. So I take all of these things into account every game before I select my rune page for a given game, and I'll be discussing a few of those situations as I go through the rune pages. Just quick note that this guide is aimed at AP champions in the mid lane, not those that you might play top or in the jungle. Before I start, I just wanted to say that if you find the video helpful, please don't forget to like it, it really helps, and don't hesitate to post any questions you might have in the comments. I will be watching the comments for your questions. The first rune page I'm going to go over here is just what I like to call the IP saver. It uses runes that can be used on other champions, meaning overall you're going to save some influence points. So it's a good rune page for new players who are just starting to purchase runes for their rune pages, or casual players who would rather spend influence points on champions than the perfect rune page for each situation. So it features magic penetration marks, which you'll be running on all the rune pages in this guide, as it increases your damage output considerably, and it's definitely the best mark available for AP champions. On seals, you want to be using mana regeneration per level, which should cover your mana costs throughout the game. Your glyphs and quintessences are both defensive focused with flat magic resistance and health, which can also be used effectively in other rune pages for other champions. That's kind of where the IP saving aspect comes into it. The reason you want to be running flat magic resistance is because generally you'll be laning against another ability power based champion, and flat magic resist is stronger than per level up until around level 9, so it's giving you a better early game to hopefully get ahead of your lane opponent and not give away those early kills, which are really vital. Now the second rune page that I'm going to go through here is what I consider to be my standard AP rune page, and it's probably the one I use most of the time, and if I'm playing blind pick, I don't know who my opponent's going to be, I'll just pick this one. You obviously want to be grabbing the magic penetration marks again for the improved damage output, and then we're going to be grabbing mana regeneration per level to sustain your mana cost again. Per level, overtake flat mana regeneration at about level 6, and most AP champions really shine at around 6 and above. So it's a good choice for mid-game farming, roaming, and stuff like that. If you play an AP champion that is strong before 6 on a regular basis, though, such as LeBlanc, then flat mana regeneration may be worth the investment for your rune page. Moving on to glyphs, obviously offensively focused here with ability power per level glyphs, flat AP quintessences. Per level glyphs are used because they offer the same amount of AP as flat at around level 7, which is again kind of tying into that at level 6 or after level 6 is when most mages really start to shine. And flat quintessences are stronger than per level until nearly level 12, which is a bit too late for that mid-game power that mages are known for. So again though, if you're playing an early game powerhouse like LeBlanc though, flat ability power may serve you better. It's just something you're going to have to test and see which you prefer. This is just a basic overview of what works on the majority of champions. The third rune page that I'm going over here is what I like to call the defensive rune page. It obviously incorporates some magic resistance into my standard AP rune page basically. So all I'm doing here is replacing my ability power per level glyphs with flat magic resistance. I'll take this rune page on passive laners such as Karthus for example to give you a bit more sustainability, or if I'm up against a mage with strong burst or harass such as a LeBlanc, Annie or Kassadin to offset some of their damage output. If I think I got counterpick very hard, I also actually have a rune page set up with health on quintessences, which allows me to focus on farming and not giving up any early kills, and that also happens to be the same as the IP saver rune page. It's a very defensive option. It's good against those really heavy burst insta-kill you at 6 AP mids. The final rune page I'm featuring here is another defensive one. This is for your non-mana champions mostly, so like Vladimir, Katarina, but it's also good if you're laying against an AD champion such as Pantheon or Talon. So it's replacing the mana regeneration with armor, so it requires careful mana management, unless of course you're using a champion without mana, then it doesn't matter. But if you are, like I recently played a ranked game, and I ran this on Ari against Lee Sin, I believe, in mid, and he just could not damage me. And I just had to carefully manage my mana, and it worked out really well. But you shouldn't be having too much trouble, because most of the AD bruisers are melee, you'll find you're actually hitting more of your skill shots, more of your skills, and so it kind of offsets the reduced mana regeneration. So those are the 4 rune pages that I recommend using when you're playing mid lane AP champions. Hope you found this video useful. please don't forget to like the video and leave a comment below.